Hello, and thank you for coming to Jamf Fundamentals, Now and Next. My name is Blake Pierce, and I'm the product manager responsible for Jamf Now and the Jamf Fundamentals plan.
Hi, everyone, and I'm Karen Goss, and I support product marketing for SMB. Thank you for joining us. Let's review our agenda for today. In this presentation, we will discuss a Jamf Now overview, blueprints and actions. We will go over enrollment types and supervision, as well as some Jamf Fundamentals plan extras, and wrap up with what's next. Let's start out our Jamf Now overview with blueprints. Jamf Now is streamlined Apple device management. If your IT staff is non-existent, smaller, or tasked with other jobs, or if you have a more simplified environment, Jamf Now is for you. At the core of Jamf Now is blueprints. Blueprints are used to configure settings on an enrolled device, allowing you to easily bundle apps, settings, restrictions, and configure Wi-Fi and email all into one convenient bucket, and then assign multiple devices to that bucket that will adopt the settings in that blueprint. If you have different teams at your organization that you would like to have specific settings, apps, and restrictions for, using multiple blueprints is the perfect way to tailor those needs to individuals or teams. If you do have more than one blueprint, you will assign your enrolled devices to the blueprint of choice, or your users will be able to select the appropriate blueprint configuration during open enrollment. Now let's talk about device actions. There are several device actions that Jamf Now helps you perform. OS Updates allows you to click a single button in Jamf Now and remotely tell your devices to update their operating system. This is a huge value add when Apple releases new versions of their operating systems. You can also help ensure lost or stolen devices don't become a security threat. Disable the device until the passcode is entered. Unlock it only when the correct passcode is applied, or remotely wipe all the data. You can remotely lock and unlock devices from your Jamf Now devices page. Another important devices action is lost mode. Lost mode allows you to disable and locate a lost iPad or iPhone, all without compromising an employee's privacy. When lost mode is activated, the iOS or iPadOS device receives a customized lock screen message, is disabled from use, and shows its location. You can also change the time zone on managed devices. This is especially handy for remote management of Apple TV. And with Jamf Now, you can remotely start, restart, or shut down enrolled iPhone, iPad, or Mac devices. Now let's move on to enrollment. Enrollment is the process of adding devices and establishing connections between devices and Jamf Now. This allows you to perform inventory, configuration, security management, and distribution tasks on the devices. You can enroll devices using automated device enrollment or open enrollment, which allows your users to add their iPad, iPhone, and Mac to Jamf Now themselves through an open enrollment URL. Another key element is understanding supervision. Devices can be enrolled in Jamf Now, but not be supervised. This provides basic device management control, but user involvement will be required for some key workflows. Supervision gives admins more control over devices. Some of the most powerful features in Jamf Now require supervision, such as certain iOS restrictions, lost mode, activation lock bypass, and wallpaper. There are two ways to supervise a device. Automated device enrollment allows you to supervise devices from the factory. This is helpful to companies that are growing their Apple deployment or want to refresh hardware in the future. For devices that aren't yet part of an Apple deployment program, you can use Apple Configurator 2.5 or later to manually import devices into Apple Business Manager and begin supervised management. Moving on to Apple Business Manager. Apple Business Manager, along with Jamf Now, offers a way to set up new devices and purchase and deploy apps. Everything about Apple Business Manager is designed to make your life as an admin easier and save you time. So if you're deploying company-owned hardware, Apple Business Manager with Jamf Now helps you simplify the onboarding process and ensure a better end-user experience while having peace of mind that your devices are being used in the right way and are secure. The second benefit of enrolling devices through Apple Business Manager is taking advantage of volume purchasing, which allows you to purchase and deploy applications in bulk, which is a huge time saver if you're deploying common applications across different teams. There are two levels, Jamf Now and the Jamf Fundamentals plan, to support your needs. The functionality of Jamf Now is meant to be simple for teams and businesses. The Jamf Fundamentals plan is ideal for growing small and medium-sized businesses that need to deliver more power. The Jamf Fundamentals plan provides unique capabilities for connecting, protecting, and empowering your workforce. This plan helps provide the security and identity functionality businesses need to protect against modern threats, all within Jamf Now's easy-to-use, intuitive platform to get you up and running quickly. Blake will now go into more detail about the Jamf Fundamentals plan. Blake?
Thanks, Karen. The Jamf Fundamentals plan builds on our previously offered higher tier, Jamf Now Plus, and adds some pretty significant new functionality. Custom configuration profile distribution, custom iOS and macOS package deployment are still included, but we've added some extremely simple to enable, yet powerful implementations of macOS self-service, Jamf Protect, and Jamf Connect. And of course, you'll get increased access to our support team should you have any issues. The new macOS self-service functionality allows you as the admin to feature App Store apps and custom packages for optional installation by the end user of a managed Mac through the self-service application that is automatically deployed as soon as it's needed. You can empower your users with a choice of applications that fit their role and preferences. Just like everything in fundamentals, these application groups are configured on a per blueprint basis, so your marketing team can be offered different apps in self-service than your management team or your operations personnel. And it takes just a few clicks to set up. After you've added an app to the apps catalog, just go to the apps section of the blueprint you want to modify, click Edit Apps, and use the display and self-service checkboxes to determine what is shown. Hit Save Changes, and we deploy the self-service application to macOS devices on that blueprint and start featuring your selections in there. Our macOS desktop password sync functionality leverages Jamf Connect and allows you to ensure members of your organization are using local account passwords that match your Azure Active Directory or Okta complexity requirements. Configured with just a couple clicks and one text field, enforcing password compliance is extremely simple. And once it's enabled, we deploy the necessary application and configuration immediately and keep them up to date as time goes on so that you don't have to worry about it. The new macOS malware prevention functionality uses Jamf Protect to keep your Mac fleet safe and protected. Configured with literally just a single click, we deploy the Protect agent and configure it to properly secure your Macs with the most up-to-date threat database without needing to do anything else. That database is continuously being updated by the Jamf Threat Labs team, whose sole responsibility at Jamf is to identify and remediate new macOS vulnerabilities as soon as they discover them, protecting your fleet with up-to-the-minute information without you needing to do anything. Let's see how easy it is to enable these features. Select the blueprint that you want to enable these for, click on Security, and click the checkbox to enable password sync. Tell us if you're using Azure or Okta, give us that one piece of data that we need, and then to enable Protect, just click the checkbox and then hit Save Changes. That's it, you're done. We start deploying the Jamf Connect application and the Jamf Protect application and configure them to your specifications here. But that's just what we have today. We have some exciting upcoming capabilities that we're working on now that will be added to the product in the future. Please keep in mind that since this functionality is under active development, final features, interface, and release timeline are all subject to change without notice. From customer requests, we know that we need some way to track what's going on in their environment in the recent past without involving a call to support, as it does today. Our upcoming activity feed tool will allow you to see things like who modified a blueprint configuration and what they did, who assigned which devices to which blueprints, track enrollments, remind you for token exchanges with Apple Business Manager, the volume purchasing program, Apple enrollment programs, and that all important Apple push notification certificates. We will eventually add more things in this friendly, human readable format in the future, but we're starting small and going to be expanding. We expect to offer activity feed for both Jamf Now and Jamf Fundamentals customers. The upcoming feature I'm most excited about is what we're calling app installers today, and that is not a final name. These are prepackaged application installers provided by Jamf for software titles that are not available on the Mac App Store. So you can say goodbye to the tedious and very manual process of packaging popular apps like Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Zoom, the Adobe and Microsoft Productivity and Creative Suites, and many more every time there's an update. We'll do that for you, and Jamf Fundamentals will automatically deploy and update that application, and it's with no more difficult configuration than adding an app to a blueprint today. Our catalog of apps currently stands at over 100 titles, and it's growing all the time through the efforts of our dedicated app packaging team here at Jamf. Those are just two of the things that the Jamf Now team is working on, but we have big ideas in store for the future. Through the Jamf Fundamentals plan, we aim to implement the core capabilities of the Jamf platform to provide powerful functionality to manage and secure Apple at work in a way that's extremely easy to use and simple to set up. If you aren't using Jamf Now or Jamf Fundamentals today, it's super easy and free to get started. Navigate over to signup.jamfnow.com and you'll have an account in just minutes, managing your first 3 devices for free forever. As you grow to managing your 4th device and on, Jamf can bill you directly through a credit card at $2 per device per month for Jamf Now and $4 per device per month for Jamf Fundamentals. Or you can purchase Jamf Now Bounce, a flexible prepayment option, directly in the product, through the Jamf sales team, or through select third parties if less frequent or even annual payments are preferred. While you may start small, some of our largest customers have scaled from managing those first 3 devices to managing over 5,000 devices with Jamf Now and Jamf Fundamentals. Once you have an account, just click on your name in the lower left-hand corner, then click Learn About Jamf Fundamentals, and upgrade yourself in seconds with that blue box at the bottom if those features are interesting to you. You'll have access to password sync, malware prevention, and self-service instantly. If you're already using Jamf Now or Jamf Fundamentals, we'd love to hear any ideas you might have to improve the product. Just head over to ideas.jamf.com, fill out the short form with your idea, and it'll get in front of members of the Jamf product team like myself. In fact, I'm required to look at every single one that comes in, so I hope you put in some good ideas. I hope this presentation was helpful in understanding where we're at with Jamf Now and Fundamentals and where we're going in the future. Thank you all for listening and have a great rest of the conference.